Hello, we are beginning our lesson on 6.1 called sign numbers. Some basic terms that you need to know, which are a review to you. The first one is natural numbers. These are your counting numbers, beginning with 1, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, and so on. And it goes on into infinity. Here below, you can see a number line, and these all are natural numbers that can be represented by numbered points that are equally spaced along a straight line. So you can see your natural numbers 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and so on. This arrow means that it goes on for infinity. A whole number includes 0 with the natural numbers. And sign numbers are to the left of the 0 on the number line, and they are noted with a minus sign in the front. So you would read this as -1, -2, -3, -4, -5, and so on. And this arrow to the left also means that it goes on for infinity. Integers are whole numbers that are not a fraction. The numbers used to name the points on the number line are called integers. So we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and so on. And integers also can be negative numbers, including 0. Graphing points on the number line. So many points on the number line are not integers. They can be decimals, fractions, and mixed numbers. They are all part of the real number system and can be represented by points on the line. So you can see all the way to the far right, past the 0, we have 5/2. This is a positive fraction, and it is between 2 and 3. And then we have 1 3/4. If we turn this into a decimal, it is 1 75/100. So it is closer to the 2 than it is to the 1. Then we have -1/4. If we turn this into a decimal, it will be 25/100, but we need to put the negative sign. So that is why it is behind the 0. And then we have -1.8 or 1 8/10. This is not quite 2, so it goes just behind the -2. Some examples of the use of negative and positive integers. On a cold day in Minnesota, the temperature was -20 degrees Fahrenheit. This means that the temperature was 20 degrees Fahrenheit below 0, 0 being the freezing point. B, the altitude of Mount Everest is 29,028 feet. This means that the peak of Mount Everest is 29,028 feet above sea level. The lowest point in Death Valley, California is -282 feet. This means that the lowest point in Death Valley is 282 feet below sea level. Using inequality symbols. Look to the far right on the screen with the inequality symbol, which is the less than symbol. So if you were to use this symbol, the smaller space to the far end of it, it means that the smaller number will go to the left. And on the other side is the larger space, and it is going to face the number that is larger. So recall that numbers get larger as we move to the right of the number line and smaller as we move to the left. So let's look at an example here. I have -3 is greater than -7. Let's prove this. So I have a little snail here. I'm going to put it on -3. Now, I'm going to also put my little snail on -7. Okay, 7 is larger than 3, but when we're talking negative numbers, -7 is smaller. Okay, so let's look at another example. -5, let me put this, my little paw print right above -5, is less than -2. So this is true because -5, although 5 is larger than 2, when we're talking in negative terms, -5 is smaller than -2. Example 6, read the following inequalities. So I have 6 is greater than 4. We're talking positive numbers here. So we'll put this on our number line. 6 is greater than 4. Yes, this is true. 6 is larger than 4. Okay, and then my next example is -2 is greater than -7. I'm going to put my unicorn on -2 and -7. We'll get a unicorn. So although 7 is larger than 2, when we're speaking in negative numbers, -7 is smaller. So it is true that -2 is greater than -7. Okay, my next example. -1 is less than -1/2. You make it a little bit smaller. So we have -1 is greater than -1/2. -1/2 is going to be in between 0 and -1. So this is true. -1 is less than -1/2. Okay? -1/2 is a larger number. My next example, I'm going to use my crab. -5 is less than 3. Okay, so I have a positive number and I have a negative number, and I'm comparing them. -5 is smaller than a positive number, so this is true. -5 is less than -3. Now my last one, it just switches the inequality symbol. 3 is greater than -5. Okay, please practice this in your practice problems and let me know if you have any questions.